Hello, my name is Dr. Norbert Miles, MD, and today I am going to talk to you about the real root cause of bleeding gums and tooth decay. Believe me, it is not what you think it is. In fact, I myself was surprised, after years of research, to find out that it has very little to do with the way you're cleaning your teeth, or what you eat or drink. In fact, it has very little to do with your mouth. It actually goes much deeper, and it's affecting nearly every organ in your body as we speak. That is why I'm going to explain exactly why you should never put your hopes in the so-called dental solutions and treatments like antibiotics, dental scaling, gum surgery, or implants. I've seen exactly just how risky these procedures are, and some of them are downright frightening. It's no surprise that every dentist appointment you are left in pain, scared, and disappointed. The sad truth is, many Americans choose temporary solutions that drain them financially and mentally because they don't know what else to do. But I promise you, addressing the real root cause of tooth decay can solve all your problems for good. And this is what I am about to reveal in a few moments. Like most people who suffer from bleeding gums, toothache, or bad breath, you're probably looking for fast relief. And honestly, who can blame you? That's why I will show you my 15-second hack you can do each morning to stop your gums from bleeding and itching, strengthen every tooth, and get rid of bad breath, cavities, and yellow teeth. So get comfortable, stick with me, and really pay attention, because what I'm talking about here is unlike anything you've ever seen or heard before. It's something called the Navy Tooth Repair Hack. It originates, as you might have guessed, from the Navy. But don't worry, it's incredibly simple to do. In fact, you won't even have to get off your couch. More importantly, it's not based on alternative treatments or oil pooling. It's based on real, solid science. It's a solution that will rebuild your teeth while pumping much-needed oxygen into your gums and rejuvenating your mouth. It is backed by dozens of clinical trials and supported by multiple international scientific studies from places like Harvard University, Cambridge University, and the University of Illinois, and reputed publications like Pathogens. This inexpensive Navy teeth repairing method will also help you feel more relaxed, breathe better, and enjoy a restful sleep. Because, as a doctor for more than 30 years, I've personally seen how debilitating and painful gum disease and tooth decay can be, how it can drag you into a pit of despair and embarrassment, and isolate you from your dear ones. So I'm happy you've chosen to find a better solution for all your teeth problems, and are watching this short but powerful medical presentation, because this will transform your smile, your health, and your life. No matter how long you've been dealing with dental problems, no matter how serious those problems are, your age or medical condition, I truly believe this is the simplest solution to gum disease and tooth decay. Just imagine, no more inflamed, bleeding, or itchy gums, no more rotting teeth, throbbing pain, and bad breath. No more risking serious infections or stuffing yourself with expensive painkillers and antibiotics, hoping the pulsating tooth torture will stop for at least 1 second. Never having to feel embarrassed or cover your mouth when you talk. Never having to see your friends or colleagues take a step back when you talk to them, or see them silently judging you or looking down on you because of the state your mouth is in. And never having to watch your spouse or kids turn their heads away when you want to kiss or hug them. Instead, imagine yourself becoming one of those people who talk and smile confidently with all their teeth white, clean, and gleaming with health. Imagine never, ever having to set foot in a dental office again or pay a dime on pills. All while enjoying your favorite foods, no matter how cold, hot, or hard, with no fear whatsoever, just like over 53,700 Americans have already done.
There's no shame worse than having poor teeth in America, where it seems everyone has this perfectly white, rich smile. When looking at my teeth, nobody believes me that I was doing everything the dentist had told me to do. Brush at a 45-degree angle, use a water pick, rinse with mouthwash, regular dental scaling. Sadly, the result was the same. Bleeding gums, cracked teeth, cavities, bad breath. And I could tell I was being singled out at work because of it. Now my gums feel so healthy, my teeth so strong. It's like they're brand new. Thank you, doctor. I hope more people find out about this.
I was so depressed because of my dental problems. I had to deal with pain and bleeding every day. I had to eat mostly soups and purees and had to cover my mouth every time I spoke. It was awful. I didn't believe much in this scuba diver's method at first. In fact, I thought it sounded a little cuckoo, but my husband convinced me to give it a try. Thank God I did. I still can't believe how well it worked. I got my life back. I can eat whatever I want. I can kiss my husband or share a laugh with my friends. It is just amazing.
I had been suffering from throbbing gum infections for 3 years. One of my teeth was moving. Didn't have money for dentures, not to mention implants. I was the luckiest day when I came over my doctor's method. It's just incredible how my teeth and gums have transformed. You should have seen my dentist's face when I came in for a checkup. Couldn't believe how something so simple could be so effective.
As I said, my name is Dr. Norbert Miles, and I've had the great honor of being voted as top internal medicine specialist in 2020, 2021, and 2022. Besides treating celebrities and performance athletes in my exclusive Chicago practice, I also have the humbling privilege of doing charity work abroad in small villages in Southeast Asia. You need to know that my inspiration to be the best comes from a very deep and personal place. I lost my brother due to a lung condition that no doctor could figure out. Even though my parents sold their house so we could get the latest treatments, it was all in vain. I met dozens of people while waiting in the hallways during the endless hours that my parents and I spent there, desperately waiting for a glimmer of hope from the doctors. Listening to their problems, there was one thing I couldn't understand for the life of me. If medicine is advancing, as they say, why are there more sick people than ever? So, after working and studying 16 hours a day, I got my medical degree at Feinberg School of Medicine. I opened my private practice in Chicago and founded the Institute for Experimental Internal Medicine and Integrative Health. It was the only way I could practice medicine beyond the traditional system. This led to me being among the very first doctors to research the intricate links between the internal organs, the gums, and the teeth. In fact, by not being a dentist, I had the huge advantage of being able to see beyond the conventional surface treatments and get to the root of the problem. A surface treatment is only looking at the teeth and gums, scaling, masking, polishing. To provide real treatment, you need to understand that how your mouth looks is actually an effect of something that's happening deep inside your body. It goes all the way to one single organ. And once you reset that organ, you reset your entire mouth. Gums, teeth, roots, everything. This discovery made me the only doctor to create the first scientifically backed natural solution that addresses the real cause of tooth decay and allows you to stop bleeding gums ultra fast. You see, in my 30 years of practice, I've always had 3 rules. I will never give up on my patients until they are fully recovered. I will find methods that heal without pain, and I'll do it in a way that anyone can afford. In a minute, I'll show you the 15-second Navy teeth repairing hack you can do right now at home to stop bleeding gums and start rebuilding your entire mouth without coming to my office in Chicago. It's easy. You can do it with nothing more than your own 2 hands. You see, the key to solving any dental problem is to first really understand how gums, tooth bone, and tooth roots regenerate. Now, if you stick to the classic anatomy and dentistry books, you'll reach a dead end soon. Especially since, as you're about to see, tooth and gum regeneration has little to do with your mouth or what you eat and drink. Myself, I was lucky enough to come across an odd but outstanding experiment thanks to one of the most difficult cases in my entire career, the case of Ben Christian, a marine biology professor and diving enthusiast. Ben came to me hoping to find treatment for the headaches and dizziness that had been tormenting him for years, but upon a closer look, his problems ran much deeper. He had the worst form of gum disease, and his bad breath kept everyone away. It was so bad that he would always eat alone at the table because his family or colleagues were so repulsed by it, and they could barely take a bite in his presence. He wasn't much of a talker either, as he was too self-conscious. He also suffered from teeth grinding. He was waking up in pain and carefully checking every tooth to see if they were still there, and no wonder. One of his teeth was already loose, so he would eat only soft food very slowly as he was afraid to chew. His gums were damaged and constantly bleeding. Even though he had tried the most expensive dental treatments, nothing seemed to work. When he first met me, he was so resigned that he would have to get dentures that he didn't even ask me if there was a solution to his dental issues. Little did we both know back then that we were about to uncover this one-of-a-kind Navy tooth repair hack that would save the gums and teeth of thousands of people all around the world. You see, what Ben had felt was the last nail in his coffin was the fact that he could not dive as he used to. The headaches, dizziness, and ever-increasing dental pains made it too dangerous for him. He had always been an excellent scuba diver, and he loved it more than anything in the world. But he always knew that this hobby was accelerating the damage to his teeth because of what he called diver's mouth syndrome. When I heard about diver's mouth syndrome, for some reason this term stuck in my brain. I'd come across it before, but I'd never really looked into it. And since, to my surprise, every single test I'd run on Ben came out clean. And since, at least on paper, if you didn't look at his teeth, of course, he was one of the healthiest patients I had ever seen, I decided to look deeper into this diver's mouth syndrome. After all, it was the only clue I had at the time. Even though he had had problems with his teeth before starting scuba diving, I wanted to know what was happening during his diving session that was accelerating the tooth decay. Were his headaches and dizziness just a side effect of his dental issues? What I discovered next blew my mind. You see, divers deal with more dental issues and lose their teeth much earlier in life. In fact, the more time they spend underwater, the more dental problems they face, no matter the initial state of their dental health. This is also referred to in the scientific and medical community as, you guessed it, diver's mouth syndrome. Now, before saying, "But I don't dive, what does this have to do with me?" wait until you see what the medical scientists from Harvard and Cambridge discovered. At first, researchers found that the most common problem reported by divers was tooth and gum asphyxiation, or in medical terms, hypoxia. What they experienced was a squeezing sensation or pain in the teeth and gums that occurs as the oxygen pressure and quantity changes underwater. This, in turn, causes the gums and teeth to expand and contract unnaturally until they bleed and break. Of course, this was a problem needing a solution, but when medical scientists from Harvard and Cambridge began to study this phenomenon, they made a startling discovery that has ramifications for anyone suffering from dental problems, not just divers. Now, as you know, our entire body needs oxygen more than anything. We can survive without water for 3 days or without food for 3 months, but only 3 minutes without oxygen. And our teeth and gum tissue desperately need oxygen more than anything. Just the fact that our gums and teeth roots are invigorated by thousands of tiny veins and nerves so that oxygen-rich blood can pass through them and keep them nourished and alive is proof enough. Therefore, because it really does. And that is why no matter how good your teeth brushing technique is, or how powerful your mouthwash is, or how many times per year you go to the dentist for deep cleaning and dental scaling, you are not fixing the root cause, which is the lack of oxygen getting to your teeth and airing them out. It also explains one of the reasons why antibiotics won't do much for you, as they won't oxygenate your teeth. They might delay the ability of the bacteria to take over, but you still need more oxygen for your gums and teeth. As for surgeries to strengthen your gums or implants, it's no wonder why the risk of infections is so high, or why there's no guarantee whatsoever that they will work. Low oxygen equals very low immunity. For example, up to 10% of dental implants fail in the first 3 years, while the risk of biologic complications can be as high as 69%. Besides, implants are not forever. They have a 10-year or less guarantee. Your gums just can't hold them as they're being drained of oxygen, blood, and nourishment, defenseless in the face of bad bacteria. The point is, until you fix the root cause, all these dental procedures are only temporary and leave you with a never-ending subscription to the dentist chair. All this while the bad bacteria are being waved back and forth through your respiratory system. And while it might not be noticeable in the way you breathe, if your lungs are heavy with these bacteria, the rest of your system is not getting enough oxygen either. Low levels of oxygen in your body tissues can cause, in time, symptoms like headaches, confusion, dizziness, restlessness, rapid heart rate, and long-term, even chronic heart and lung conditions. Listen to what this study from 2021 is saying. Once the oral bacteria begin to irritate the lung lining, it inhibits the amount of air that can freely pass to and from the lungs. This increases an individual's risk of contracting respiratory-related diseases such as pneumonia, bronchitis, or emphysema. Now, all these thoughts came rushing through my mind. What if there was a way to clear the entire respiratory system, gums, teeth of bacteria, while optimizing blood flow and boosting oxygen levels? Nourishing blood and healing oxygen would fill and strengthen all the gums vessels and teeth nerves, reviving dental tissues. In turn, this would completely transform and rebuild your smile. It could literally mean relief for hundreds of thousands of people around the world who couldn't afford dental care. No more worrying about your teeth crumbling inside your mouth. No more worrying about how bad your gums look or how your breath smells. No more digging deep into your pockets for temporary fixes at the dentist. As a medical doctor, I know how invested Big Pharma is in keeping us sick. After all, if everyone was completely healthy, there wouldn't be anyone to buy their overpriced so-called treatments. But after decades of practicing medicine, I am convinced that the most powerful healing solutions don't come from a prescription bottle. They come from God's green earth, 100% natural, just as the human body is. However, because they come from Earth, big dental companies cannot patent them, and hence they can't profit from them. Now, because these remedies are not only more effective, but also way safer than their synthetic pills and procedures, they will do everything in their power to hide them from the public eye. In fact, in 2022, Big Pharma spent no less than $8.1 billion to advertise their synthetic drugs and chemicals. So imagine, if they're willing to spend $8.1 billion just on ads to incentivize doctors to promote their products, just how much are they actually making in total? That's why I was determined to research every natural ingredient and at-home method that could safely clear the entire respiratory system and mouth of bad bacteria in order to restore the optimal oxygenation of gums and teeth. I was looking for extremely potent ingredients that could regenerate the gums and cement the teeth. Now, there are tens of thousands of ingredients out there, hundreds of thousands of clinical studies, so I kept searching and searching. But it wasn't until Ben said something peculiar that I had my breakthrough. If you remember, Ben was a marine biology professor at a prestigious university. At one point, he invited 2 Navy divers to talk to his students about maritime security. Ben couldn't take his eyes off their wide Hollywood smiles. He even asked them jokingly how many times per week they went to the dentist. They simply waved it off, saying they hadn't been since joining the Navy. I wonder what the Navy was giving their scuba divers. They spend hours daily underwater, and their teeth are as strong as a horse's. As soon as I thought this, I knew what I had to do. I used my access to some of the most exclusive medical databases and looked up all the lists of supplements used by the military. And after coming across a few little-known studies, I finally found the ingredients I had been looking for. Plants and minerals they used to mix during missions and chew on. By now, you must be very curious what these one-of-a-kind elements are and why they work so well. Let's jump into it right now. I'm going to tell you how you can rebuild your gums and teeth in 3 simple steps. Step 1. Total cleanse. Wipe out bacteria and germs to revive your gum vessels, teeth tissue, and nerves. The first ingredient is shilajit, a wonder herbo mineral salt, officially named by the International Journal of Ayurveda Research as the panacea for hypoxia, or oxygen deficiency. Shilajit is so powerful that it has been used by high mountain climbers to overcome altitude sickness caused by low oxygen for over 5,000 years. Shilajit's unique benefits don't stop there. It's one of the strongest blood purifiers on the planet, and it's also packed with no less than 85 good minerals. This means that as soon as it enters your system, it disinfects your lungs and revitalizes your vessels, gums, and teeth by infusing them with these 85 minerals. One of these minerals is the crucial strontium, an element that is naturally found in the teeth but sadly decreases with age. Strontium improves the density of the alveolar bone, which holds the teeth in place, by up to 15% and blocks pain signals, therefore reducing the sensitivity to hot, cold, or sweet. After this mineral infusion, shilajit enhances the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. This improves the diffusion of healing oxygen to your gums and teeth, waking up all your nerves and vessels at the same time. In a study from 2010, shilajit proved to both reduce inflammation and help in overturning pulmonary edema, body and tooth pain, chronic fatigue, and insomnia. Note that the quality and authenticity of shilajit vary greatly depending on its origin, extraction method, and purity. Luckily, my team and I managed to find a superior form of shilajit, sourced during summer from the Himalayan peaks at above 8,000 feet. Since we saw just how badly bacteria can mutate inside the lungs, forming hardened clusters even, most of them are incredibly hard to remove. So we've added an extremely potent and unique form of peppermint. Its leaves contain more than 70% menthol and myco-ingredients like inositol and iodine. This loosens up all the mucus or bacteria clusters collected in your lungs. It also lubricates your respiratory tract to help your body bring the thick and hardened bacteria out and wipes out germs. Ultimately, it cools off inflammation and allows oxygen to fill your vessels and nourish your tissues. Let's move to step 2, the full reconstruction. Push healing oxygen through your entire system to rebuild and rejuvenate your gums and teeth. This is where mature fulvic acid comes in. It's the result of a slow breakdown of prehistoric plants over 34 million years, and it's super effective at clearing and wiping out any remaining traces of bacteria from your respiratory system. It also opens up the cells, making your gums and teeth receptive to receiving the healing ingredients and processing them. After more than 70 years of research and clinical practice, hospital studies from 1993 and 2018 show that otherwise unstoppable bleeding of the mucous membranes of the mouth, throat, and lung areas were successfully stopped with fulvic acid therapy. And acute cases of respiratory illnesses like chronic bronchitis were better treated with fulvic acid and had a 96.77% treatment success rate. Seeing all these numbers was more than I could ever hope for. However, the benefits of mature fulvic acid don't stop there. It nourishes teeth and gums from the inside out and hydrates the gums while also proving effective in treating periodontal disease and erasing infections. Now that your mouth and respiratory system are free of bad bacteria and your veins, nerves, and gum tissues are revived and receptive to healing, we introduce the 2-star ingredients, chlorophyllin and chlorella, sourced from deep sea algae. For more than 50 years, chlorophyllin has been used to treat slow-healing or bad-smelling wounds, and it acts as an internal deodorant, getting rid of foul breath. Reports of chlorophyllin's odor-fighting powers come from an army hospital in 1947, where the stench of injured patients filled the place. That was until chlorophyll was used. This odor immediately disappeared, Lieutenant Colonel Warner F. Bowers wrote in the American Journal of Surgery. Another interesting fact is that chlorophyllin closely resembles our red blood cells. This means it has an amazing oxygen-carrying capacity and brings this healing oxygen to tooth-building cells and improved tooth density. You can picture this as filling all the microscopic holes and fortifying the walls of your molars. Boron citrate complex also reduces inflammation and acts as an antibacterial layer, keeping any future germs or bacteria at bay. Last but not least, copper. This mineral is believed to stop the progression of gum disease and tooth decay by inhibiting the acids that break down the connective tissue in your teeth. Copper also prevents the dissolution of enamel, thereby preventing dental caries, erosion, and discolored teeth. In fact, thanks to its anti-corrosion resistance, copper was used by the Royal Navy during the 18th century to protect the underbelly of ships, but also to fend off the toxic marine worms that would burrow into the ship's timber and cause rot. This practice continues even today. On top of that, it disinfects and glues your gums back to the teeth, preventing recession. It also improves tooth mineral density and has the ability to break the membrane of any virus, freeing your mouth and respiratory system of any mutant bacteria clusters, and allowing nourishing blood and oxygen to fill your gum vessels and tooth nerves 24/7. My team of researchers and I were extremely proud of our work. Nevertheless, the hardest part was just beginning. Finding high-quality suppliers for all of these ingredients took months of research and testing. While a lot of companies cut corners by using cheap and sometimes contaminated ingredients, I wanted suppliers that tested all their ingredients for purity and potency. This was crucial because 89% of supplements have been shown to not contain the ingredients they claim, while 1 in 2 supplements is shown to be contaminated. This is because, due to the recent public health crisis, the FDA has not been able to test products fabricated in China. But the latest reports have proven that places like China have much higher levels of mercury, arsenic, and lead in their products. That is why I was also standing firm in my decision to have this premium formula manufactured right here in the USA. Luckily, I was able to lean on my background in medicine and rely on all my connections to find not only high-quality suppliers, but also one of the best American manufacturers in the world. And after making sure we got the right quantities and the most effective combination of compounds, what my team and I consider to be the most powerful gum and teeth-restoring solution in the world finally saw the light of day in one small but extremely promising batch. A batch of soft, soothing chewables that would easily break down into your mouth and dissolve into your airways and gut so the healing process begins right away. That all sounds impressive, but you might be wondering, what are the actual results? Of course, the first person to try it was Ben. All he had to do was take one soft tablet every morning. He could chew on it for 10 to 15 seconds or swallow it directly with a big glass of water. After the first few days, he didn't really feel much, and we were all a bit discouraged, I'm not going to lie. But soon enough, when he woke up one morning, Ben could feel something was different. He called us to say that for the first time in years, he wasn't spitting blood anymore, not even a pinkish shade in the toothpaste. Then, one day after another, we would receive what we called miracle messages. How part of his plaque had disappeared, how his teeth looked whiter, how stunned he was when he gently tried pushing and pulling on his loose tooth and discovered that it was holding on firmly and strongly. His bad breath? Gone. Today, I hugged and kissed my granddaughter, and she didn't pull away from me. I'm actually tearing up right now, he wrote to us one morning. His colleagues at the university were inviting him for drinks after classes again, and his wife would again kiss him fondly every time he entered the door at the end of the day. But it wasn't only his mouth and teeth going through a full rejuvenation. It felt like his entire body was becoming healthier. His headaches, dizziness, and brain fog were completely gone after a few months. He could breathe better, sleep like a baby, and had so much energy he didn't even know what to do with it. The best news, he could dive again. No toothaches, no diver's mouth syndrome, no matter how many hours he would spend underwater. Soon enough, he asked me if he could share the solution with his diving buddies. Of course, I agreed. After that, many of my patients enrolled to test the formula. We were stunned every time they would send us messages or pictures of their transformation. We called our advanced soft chewables Dentacure, the only 100% natural, doctor-formulated health solution that addresses the root cause of dental decay, the poor oxygenation of gum vessels and tooth tissues. Just take one soft, soothing tablet in the morning. You can either chew on it for 10 to 15 seconds or take it directly with a big glass of water and let the science do the rest. It contains 7 potent plants and minerals that have been supported by multiple clinical studies. These extra strong ingredients work by first cleaning your entire respiratory system, gums, and teeth of bad bacteria. Then, they nourish and empower all your blood vessels and tissues, pumping healing blood and revitalizing oxygen to your gums and teeth 24/7. Thanks to this optimal oxygenation, your entire mouth and respiratory tract go into complete regeneration. No more bleeding, no more pain, no more foul smell. Every single easy-to-take, sugar-free sauce from Reno, Nevada.
Before I started using this product, I suffered from loose gums, bleeding, and bad breath for 5 years. Over time, I sort of accepted my fate, especially since I had seen no fewer than 7 dentists and had been on very aggressive antibiotic therapy. I even tried gum pocket surgery to no avail. Within 3 weeks after starting this product, I could already see a noticeable difference. I almost cried in joy. I never thought it was possible for me to smile and just feel normal again. God bless you. Thank you so much.
It's very hard to get a good job when you have bad teeth. Whenever I got rejected after an interview, I would never know whether it was because of me or my teeth. One time, the person they chose for the job was clearly less qualified than me, but they had this super bright smile. That's when I decided to give this formula a try. Well, guess who finally got a job and super strong teeth? Me. Thanks a lot, Doc, and I'm pretty sure these pearly whites I have now will last forever.
I was truly desperate before I gave this formula a try. My doctor said I was going to lose 5 teeth over the next few years. My gums were so bad, and 2 of them were going to be front teeth. I was so embarrassed to smile because I had roots exposed and my bad breath. And then I wanted to start dating, but with all this, I couldn't. Then this formula came around and I had been praying for a miracle. And that's why I tell everybody that it's my miracle. It was amazing. And I hope that you guys find help in it. I really do. I hope that you get the same help that I got. Good luck to you.
I get hundreds of emails like this every month, and it motivates me to spread the word of this Navy teeth repairing solution to as many people as possible. I truly believe it is more powerful than any dental solution or procedure on the planet. After all, it is the first scientifically backed soft chewable that allows you to stop gum bleeding and tooth decay ultra fast. And because your mouth and lungs nourish and bring healing oxygen to all the major organs and systems of your body, including your brain, heart, skin, liver, kidney, joints, and immune system, you'll love the transformation it makes to your overall health. It's time for you to experience the freedom of a normal, healthy life and say goodbye to pain and frustration. Just imagine eating, talking, smiling without any embarrassment, not having to cover your mouth. Instead, being able to lean and whisper something to your dear ones without the fear that you'll disgust them. Being able to share food from the same plate, not worrying about how much pain you'll have to endure at the dentist or how big the medical bills are going to be. Just waking up every day and seeing your teeth getting stronger and whiter, seeing your gums become pink and plump, all that while experiencing better sleep, more energy, and a positive mood. In short, a pleasure to be around. This is what our Navy dental solution can do for you. By now, I'm sure you've realized that I take pride in the work that I do. As one of America's leading internal medicine specialists, my reputation is everything. And I would only ever attach my name to a product if I 100% believe in it, or to a product that I myself take every day. With Dentacure, you're always guaranteed a premium, state-of-the-art product that is clinically tested and proven to work. We've never spared any expense when it came to formulating it, especially since there are only a couple of laboratories in the world that can correctly source and work with deep-sea algae and shilajit with such precision, and who care that they keep their priorities intact so they can do their job and protect your teeth. Quality like this doesn't come cheap. However, when you compare the price of this Navy dental solution with dozens of formulations containing outdated, generic formulas that are barely of any help, and given the lack of real solutions for gum and tooth disease, we could easily offer this at a very high price, and then consider the results our customers have seen without having to go through any painful dental work. Most of them said they would pay it without even blinking. Think about it. How much would you be willing to invest to keep your gums and teeth strong and pain-free every single day? No more bleeding, no more foul breath, no more cavities, and best of all, never having to climb into that sickening dentist chair. What would you be willing to spend if you were absolutely, positively sure this formula would do wonders for you? $300? $500? $700? But you know what? It's far from me to put a price on your health or on the peace of mind that being free from gum disease brings. That's why my team and I thought, in order to make it affordable for most people, but also cover the ingredient costs and at least part of the research time that my team and I have invested, the retail value of the product should be $175. Honestly, this is a steal, considering what these soft, soothing, and revitalizing chewables can do. However, our goal with this Navy Teeth Rebuilding Solution has always been to put it into the hands of as many people in need as possible. That's why we decided to cut out the middleman, and instead of selling it in stores, making it available, you can get your very own 30-day supply for a one-time, 100% risk-free investment of $69. That's right, just $69. However, today, you don't even have to pay that price, because I am so grateful you've made it this far into the presentation, which means you're serious about your health. If you order a 3 or 6 month package, we'll give you an even bigger discount and additional bonuses. Here's why. While many of our users experience noticeable changes in as little as a couple of weeks, the real magic happens when you take it for 60 days or more. We've seen the effects of this Navy dental solution on a lot of patients. That's why I would recommend you take one soft, revitalizing chewable per day for at least 60 days, just to make 100% sure there's not a single trace of mutant bacteria left in your mouth or respiratory tract, and that your gums and tissue are fully oxygenated. It's important that you don't forget to take one soft, revitalizing chewable every single day. Otherwise, it might lead to the immediate mutation and multiplication of bad bacteria and the death of more veins and nerves. That means you could lose all the progress you have made up until that point. Honestly, I cannot estimate exactly how many mutant bacteria you have already accumulated in your gum pockets or lungs, nor how damaged your veins, nerves, and tooth tissue are at this point. This depends on many factors, like on the strength of your mouth flora or immune system, or how strong your lungs are. But especially if you're over 35 years old or your gums are bleeding on a constant basis, I recommend you take this Navy dental solution for at least 3 to 6 months, if not more. The healing plants and minerals build up in your oral cavity and body, clearing your respiratory system of mutating germs and continuously oxygenating and rebuilding your gums and teeth. This means the longer you take this Navy gum and teeth rebuilding solution, the better you feel. The fewer bad bacteria that are to clear, the fewer veins and nerves die, until your mouth goes into full regeneration. Your progress improves exponentially every single day, and it would be a shame to be so close to never having to deal with tooth decay or gum bleeding ever again, just to notice you've run out of this gum and teeth rebuilding solution and risk compromising or slowing down your entire progress, while having to wait months even for a new batch of these soft, regenerating chewables to be available again. And when they finally are, if we manage to get all the ingredients again, that is, you might realize that their price is twice as high. While today, you can get our 3 and 6 month package at an incredibly generous discount. It even comes with free shipping. You won't spend a dime to get your delivery. But that's not all. If you're smart and order the 3 or 6 month supply, you'll also get 2 bonus online guides worth $109 each, absolutely free. The first bonus is Fresh Breath 24/7. Kickstart your gum and teeth rejuvenation journey and get rid of bad breath naturally. Inside, you'll discover the simple tongue exercise that gets rid of foul breath no matter how bad it is. The 5 surprising, nice-smelling foods that instantly make your breath 3 times stinkier. And the 5 foods that mask it, the 3 most powerful and natural mouthwashes that you can prepare at home. Swish with these and you'll never have to cover your mouth when you speak. The second bonus you're going to get is the healthiest smile. Inside this guide, you will find how to quickly get rid of canker sores and ulcers by using 2 simple ingredients that you already have in your fridge, how to escape oral herpes in less than 48 hours with an ice plus oil trick, and prevent it from ever coming back, the 1 fruit that can free you from dry mouth, as well as how to clear your mouth of candida by eating a delicious and incredibly easy to prepare soup, and a whole lot more. I can't wait for you to read them. I want you to be completely satisfied. So once you invest in 3 or 6 bottles, we'll give you access to these 2 bonus online guides worth $109 each immediately once you place your order, absolutely free. That's how confident we are that you'll love what this Navy gum and teeth rebuilding method has in store for you. Now, maybe you have a large family, or maybe you've been dealing with gum disease and tooth issues for quite some time, or maybe you just like to be prepared. That's why more and more of our customers are choosing to invest in the larger pack of 6 bottles, which saves them no less than $120 and gives them 2 free bonus books worth $109 each. Due to the extremely limited supply and high demand, most of our clients are choosing the 3-pack and 6-pack packages. I can't guarantee this offer will be available if you choose to leave this page and come back later. So don't hesitate to stock up today for maximum savings. Please know that you won't find us anywhere else. There are a lot of copycats out there, so if you see this Navy gum and teeth rebuilding solution on Amazon, Etsy, or any other online store, know it's definitely fake, and you should report it immediately. The only place where you can order this gum healing and teeth protecting formula is right on this page, and the page will only be up for as long as we have remaining stock. If you're skeptical, we totally understand. You've tried a lot of methods, you've spent a lot of money, and went through so much pain, but nothing worked. Even though this Navy dental solution has already helped over 53,000 people get back their smile, if you're still skeptical, I understand. The dental industry has done everything they can to hide the power of these natural ingredients from the public and push painful, expensive, and unnecessary procedures literally down your throat for decades. Remember, no dentist could get rich by prescribing something that comes from our planet's natural resources, nor will they ever admit these 100% natural ingredients have the power to deeply clean your gums, your respiratory system, and regenerate your entire mouth. I mean, if they did, you'd never endure hours of agony on their dental chairs, would you? So, to prove this research-backed formula works, and to make this the easiest choice for you, I'm going to guarantee your order today for a full 60 days. That's right, I am so confident that it works that I'm going to give you our ironclad 60-day money-back guarantee. You don't even need to make a decision right now. Today, all you have to do is say maybe. Then you'll have a full 60 days to test it out for yourself. Watch how the bleeding stops and your gums regain their pinkish color. See how the throbbing pain disappears and your teeth become stronger and whiter by the day. See how it feels to finally be free from bad breath, or how good the food tastes when you can really sink your teeth into it with no fear. Then decide if you want to keep it or not. If you don't experience any dramatic improvement or you're not content for any reason whatsoever, we will promptly issue a full, hassle-free refund. As a doctor, the credibility of my practice is on the line. If you're not fully satisfied with the results, I can't be at peace keeping your money. All you need to do is contact us within the first 60 days of your purchase. You can even send back the empty bottles, and we'll still refund your money. You know what? If you buy our 6-bottle package and your dental issues are solved before you finish them, feel free to send us back the bottles you haven't used, and you'll get your money back for every single one of them. Even though, if I were you, I would save them for my friends or family. That's how much I trust this will work for you. Just get in touch with our friendly customer support staff. They'll be happy to assist you. The contact information is right on the bottle. This means you have 2 whole months to decide if this gum and teeth rebuilding solution is for you or not. Even so, I am pretty sure you'll make your decision sooner, as you'll start enjoying the results that this soothing formula has to offer, just as the majority of my patients did. Your order today is a one-time payment with no subscription or hidden charges and a full 60-day ironclad guarantee. There's really no risk to you. The only risk would be the one of regret that you missed out on experiencing this life-transforming formula when you have the chance. Just choose the package you want below. Once you click on your chosen package, you'll be taken to a secure checkout page. Fill in your payment details using a credit card, debit card, or PayPal. After that, we'll quickly send you your order in a discreet package for maximum privacy. Again, this offer is in extremely high demand, so the one thing I suggest you not do is delay. You see, it can take us from 6 to 9 months to produce a new batch, as we're willing to accept only the purest ingredients. Otherwise, its efficiency would be compromised. And sure enough, searching for and sourcing the most potent ingredients around the world delays things considerably. Next, we ask a third-party lab to test the quality of each ingredient to ensure you get the highest quality so that every ingredient is fully potent and actually do their best work. Finally, they're released to our contract manufacturer here in the USA for bottling. We don't receive the batch in our warehouse until the formula passes all the rigorous tests. As you can see, there's a lot of steps that involve a lot of people. However, with everything going on in the world right now, our distribution faces a lot of challenges. And with rising demand, we will soon be out of stock. So if you decide not to try it today, I can't promise it'll be available later. Think about it. Right as you're watching this video, thousands of people across the country are rediscovering what it's like to have strong, healthy gums and teeth, happy to enjoy a pain-free life again without feeling ashamed when they open their mouth. So it's no wonder they keep asking us for more bottles for them and for their dear ones. That's why, while this Navy dental solution is still available, I urge you not to wait if you're still on the fence. And when you click the button below, don't forget the multi-bottle packages. This way, you'll make sure you have these rare, regenerating chewables on hand for the next several months and not risk running out just when you enjoy its amazing results the most. Remember, this Navy gum and teeth straightening solution has to do everything I said it would do and even more. Or I insist you send back the bottles, even if they're all empty, for a prompt and friendly refund, as you're protected by our 60-day full money-back guarantee. Right now, you've come to one of the biggest crossroads in life, where you must make a choice between two very different outcomes. As a long-practicing doctor, I've seen it so many times. All I want is for you to take a second and imagine what awaits you if you don't choose this gum and teeth rebuilding solution today. You might decide to spend more time and money looking for various options. This might take weeks or even months, dozens of life-draining dentist appointments and hours on end of throbbing pain. In the meantime, the health of your gums might get worse and worse, to the point where they are too damaged and weak to even hold implants. You won't be able to chow down on your favorite foods, and you'll always have to cover your mouth when you speak or laugh, or maybe you believe the problem will go away by itself. Sadly, I've never seen such a case. Quite the opposite. The more you leave your gum disease untreated, the faster it dissolves and cracks the bones and tissues, rotting your teeth and embarrassing you everywhere you go, eventually isolating you from your family, friends, and colleagues. But it doesn't have to be like this, because you don't have to risk anything at all today. Grab Denticor right now and get the peace of mind you deserve. See how it feels to finally be able to breathe and fully enjoy a social gathering with a big, strong smile on your face. What it feels like to not live in constant worry or pain. And how good it is to keep your money in your pocket instead of throwing it away on hours of torture in the dental chair. I know this is the reality you've been longing for, and you may never forgive yourself if you let this opportunity slip through your fingertips. Just go ahead and choose your money-saving package below and take advantage of today's 100% risk-free opportunity to enjoy a perfectly healthy smile and claim the confidence and freedom you truly deserve. I guarantee you will be satisfied. Watching? Great! Ever since we've released this breakthrough formula, we've received a lot of messages from people emailing in and asking different questions. So I'm just going to answer a few of the most common questions I get. I want to make sure you feel 100% comfortable with your decision to order today. The first question is from Olivia from Los Angeles. Why is Denticor better than any other treatments? Why does it work so well? Medical scientists recently discovered that gum bleeding and decaying teeth are actually caused by the poor oxygenation of gum and tooth tissues, while studies coming from Cambridge and Oxford are now confirming this breakthrough. Just the fact that our gums and teeth roots are innervated by thousands of tiny veins and nerves so that oxygen-rich blood can pass through them and keep them nourished and alive is proof enough. If you're suffering from gum bleeding, bad breath, or tooth pain, here's what's happening in your body. As we inhale or eat, bacteria travels and accumulates into the mouth. Normally, your saliva should kill these bad bacteria. However, some of these microbes manage to go down your respiratory tract and spill into your lungs, just like a toxic river. In time, these bacteria combine with other bacteria coming from your nose and airways, and they mutate and multiply. In short, they spiral out of control, causing the lung tissue to become irritated. This means poorer oxygenation, as the air doesn't travel through our body the way it should. The less oxygen your gums and teeth get, the more frail they become, like a sickly patient that is always short of breath. This, in turn, allows bad bacteria in your mouth to make micro fissures in your teeth much faster, digging microscopic holes where they can hide from all the toothbrushing, flossing, or anything else you're trying to do to save your teeth. As more and more blood vessels die out, even less oxygen gets to your gums and teeth. It's a vicious cycle that can only be broken by a deep cleansing of your airways and by restoring the proper oxygenation of your dental vessels and nerves. This tooth and gum rebuilding solution contains 7 highly potent plants and minerals, supported by multiple clinical studies. These extra strong ingredients work by first cleaning your entire respiratory system, gums, and teeth of bad bacteria. Then, they nourish and empower all your blood vessels and tissues, pumping healing blood and revitalizing oxygen to your gums and teeth 24/7. Thanks to this optimal oxygenation, your entire mouth and respiratory tract go into complete regeneration. No more bleeding, no more pain, no more foul smell. The next question comes from Julie from New Orleans, who wants to know, are there any side effects? Our formula has been designed for all ages and medical conditions. All the ingredients have been proven to be safe in clinical trials. They're constantly tested for purity and to ensure against toxins and contaminants. Moreover, it is manufactured in an FDA-approved facility under sterile, strict, and precise standards right here in the USA. With more than 53,700 customers, we haven't seen any notable side effects, so we're confident in saying that this is one of the purest dental formulas you'll find on the market. As always, if you currently have a medical condition or you're taking other prescription medication, we advise you to show a bottle of this formula to your doctor before you take it, just to put your mind at ease. Jamie from California asks, how should I take this formula for best results? This is a simple one. All you have to do is take one soft chewable with a big glass of water each morning. You can either chew on it for 10 to 15 seconds or swallow it directly. That's all you have to do for a powerful, deep cleanse of your entire mouth and respiratory system. Then, let science do the rest. Fully oxygenate and nourish your gums, vessels, and tooth tissue and put an end to tooth decay once and for all. Next, we have an email from Emma from Texas who asks, what if it doesn't work for me? Can you tell me about the guarantee again? The more results we see, the more we believe this gum and teeth rebuilding formula has the power to completely transform your gums and teeth. It's true, though, that nothing works for 100% of the people who try it, as each body works in its own way. That's why every bottle comes with an ironclad 60-day money-back guarantee. If for any reason you aren't fully satisfied with the results, you can just return what you haven't used for a full, no-questions-asked refund. And the last question is from Jeremy from New York, who asks, can I find this formula anywhere else at a lower price? Please know that you won't find us anywhere else.